And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Grade A Power Plays here on the Grade A Fantasy Channel. Welcome back. It was a bit of a sluggish night. Now, let's get into one thing. Forget what we won. Obviously, last night, Power Plays didn't go our way. Like I said, you got to have a lonely night when it comes to betting that. What I was trying to get with the power play, with the power plays against, Carolina and everything in Detroit, that just didn't go my way. The strategy kind of worked. Immediately, Carolina got into a few power plays, but like I said, the penalty kill stopped them, and Red Wings power play would just stop dead cold. But as usual, San Jose comes in for us to salvage the night. Plus, I ended up getting a JJ Peterka plus 240 power play, so the night wasn't a total waste. Let's get right back into it. Let's go to the person who's right on the cover sheet. My favorite play today, Noah Hanifin. He is getting extra responsibilities, extra playing time, slight boost to that. I mean, he's already over 22, 23. He might touch 20. He might be in the range of 23, 24, maybe even 25. Noah Hanifin now running the top power play with Dorofeyev, Stone, Hurdle, and Eichel, with Shea Theodore still out. So, automatically against a very shady power play, even though, yes, Toronto's stats is 455 minutes, which is about somewhere in the middle of the league. I think right there around the 20s, if I'm not mistaken. They're not like in the sub-20s, but they're right there in the 20s, 19, 20 area. 70, they basically have a 79.4 penalty kill, but with the way they do allow their power play and their penalty kill is iffy no matter who the goalie is. We like Hanifin for the assist. I think for a point he's at plus 104, but plus 144 for his assist. And then we're going to go with everybody. We're going to go sprinkling again. We're going to go everybody for the power play, 5 each. Great odds on all the play except for Eichel and Stone. Everybody else is 370 and higher, 300 for Hanifin, the being the power play quarterback. So we'll stick with that. And then playing in the middle of the line plus power play correlation. One of my favorite combos, I would say definitely top 5, maybe third or fourth. Hurdle, Dorofeyev plus 156 when I got it earlier. I was still waiting for some goalie confirmations. We're still waiting for a few of those. Not everything is in yet. Plus, yes, some of these teams are on back-to-backs. So we shall see what's going on there. As we continue, I actually like somewhat a bit St. Louis, Los Angeles. We do have Jordan Kyrou plus odds. I'm pretty sure this is negative by now, but Jordan Kyrou over 2.5, even though he's on the road. Second line plus 108. He should be running into that Byfield line, but he should be able to get some shots off. He should be able to. Plus 108, I think I'm comfortable with trying to think Jordan Kyrou should be able to get the 3, even though sometimes they have bad games, and I'm counting on that. I haven't done it yet, but let's go to that game in particular. And as we see here, on both ends, like I said, I prefer, because like I said, LA is still one of those teams that always has a top 10 penalty kill. So this is the time where I want to attack a very suspect penalty kill, even though St. Louis is another one of those teams, like a Vegas or somewhat, does not give up many penalty minutes. Only 450. That's 5 minutes less than Toronto. I think St. Louis is 22nd or 23rd, if I'm not mistaken. But they have a 70% penalty kill. Second worst currently, or tied for second worst in the league currently in the NHL. I mean, they break your heart, so I'm not going to waste my time in doing stacks. But I do recommend, by the end of the night, looking at some of the power play points. And as you can see here, the lowest is Fiala. You got Kopitar. You got Kempe. What sucks is they don't have Drew Doughty here. But they do have Laferriere at plus 550. So Kevin Fiala plus 300. You got Kopitar 330. 350 for Kempe. 550 for Laferriere. That's basically the entire PP1 without Doughty. I say that's worth a sprinkle for later. I'll definitely be doing that since St. Louis just pretty much got lambasted. And guess what? The last time when they were home in LA, St. Louis did win the game. The one goal that they gave up was a power play, scored by Fiala, assisted by Kempe and Kopitar. Great odds, even if you only sprinkle. In my case, 10 is whatever. So anything plus 300 and up, this is still a nice payout, even I go half a unit. So, LA power play, like I said, I'm not trusting them to do anything else. But if they can get on the power play, and yes, most likely it's going to be two good goalies in Bennington and Kemper. There could be possibilities there. So we'll be looking at that right there. And Anaheim's on the slate tonight. Obviously, it didn't work out. But like I said, the defenseman funnel works more than it fails. But guess what? Quinn Hughes is out. What sucks is we do not have anybody to really replace them. The Lions have confirmed Jonathan Valimaki is going to be on the power play. And when it comes to shots on goal, they haven't really adjusted anything yet. So Valoramaki's not here. I would think Tyler Myers will be here, but he's not here either. On DraftKings, I think he is, but you don't really get that option here with either guy. So the only thing that I really like here, even though yes, they are starting Kevin Lankinen, I'm just gonna. There's options here. You can go with the top line. You can go with the second line. But I like the way these guys are playing. And yes, Zegras is back, so that second line looks even more dangerous with Leo Carlsson and Alex Killorn, who have been playing well lately, especially Leo Carlsson. Zegras is back, so. But both sides of the game look good. Why? Because in most cases, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're going to be starting Gibson. Gibson's the main starter, but Dostal has had the better season. Anaheim has gotten overall decent goaltending this year, but Dostal has been the better goalie. He's more likely to start. I mean, Gibson's more likely to start. But when you look at these points, you could just literally live in this section and just go different combinations and go about your day. The highest odds for points is Brock Besser at 136. And then if you go all the way down, just for points, Alex Killorn is 152. I think I might take a look at some of these other combinations, but for now, my favorite, because they were both double. I mean, they were both positive. Plus 225 now. Plus 225 then, because they were both plus 112. So Ryan Strome for Toronto, and just in case if it doesn't stack up, let's say they get lucky in a power play and they all don't link up, maybe just one. Hey, I'm getting something out of there with half a unit on each one individually, but of course it's a lot better if they do connect. But if you're looking for that's probably the most profitable game, as long as there's a few points scored. I mean, they're all looking at Anaheim and Vancouver, yes, 5.5, but when you look at these odds betting wise, 5.5, if it goes under 4, if it goes under 5.5 and it hits 5, if it goes under 5 and it hits 4, the fact that Brock Besser has the highest odds means they expect both of these goals to really shut things down. But if I look at Brock Besser and I pair him off with a typical lineman, and yes, it's a good power play matchup for Vancouver. But if I go Besser and I put, I don't know, somebody like Jake DeBrusk, who's on the top power play unit. So Besser, DeBrusk, automatically that's plus one. When I started looking at this game, it's not my favorite game on the slate, but when it comes to the odds, it's pretty much my favorite game to pretty much look at. I absolutely love this game, so I think there's definitely value here to be had. I mean, multiple players. You're making a whole ton of money as long as Anaheim puts a couple of pieces on the board and a couple points on the board. And the same thing, like I said, Brock Besser and DeBrusk is over plus 180. If you want to go, I think, to another combination, I think if you go, where is he? Elias Pettersson's not here. I wonder if they don't have Dakota Joshua. So let's just power play combine it. So let's say Hedl, Besser, Hedl, DeBrusk, who else? Hedl and... Yes, let's just put a combination of... You just put Hedl and Garland together, and that's plus 244. Just amazing odds, amazing value in this game. I love this game. Makes me think of just leaving that. It makes me think about just leaving the power play opportunities alone for St. Louis and LA, and just going full force with that. But a lot of value in this game. The Anaheim, if there's something that has a lot of value and money can be made as long as points are made, you can make money on this game. Majority, there's only 4 guys that are minus money. That's how good this game is. Even though I already went strong with Vetrano, those odds just slightly moved. If I'm not mistaken, strong. I think that's slightly changed. Yeah, they're both not plus 112. One is plus 106. Strom is plus 110. So I got it at 225. Now if you try to get it's 217. That's the end of this quick video. Thank you very much. But yes, love the Hanifin, the power play for Vegas. And yeah, there's just so much value with this with this game here. I absolutely love it. I got to get multiple pieces of this. The value is just amazing. But once again, thank you for tuning in. This is Grade A Fantasy with another episode of Grade A Power Plays. And before I even look at this, let's just take a look at the opposite end. So I didn't include Terry on the top line with Strong because they were both positive. But if we look at the others, everything else, let's look at, if you go the center of line 2, Leo Carlson, Zegras, that right there is almost plus 300. If you go Leo Carlson and his right wing mate, you go Cologne, who has the biggest odds. I mean, this is just absolutely amazing. 287. So I mean, McTavish. I think they even have one of McTavish's line mates. I don't think they have McTavish by himself, but there's line combinations to be had here, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Like I said, when it comes to Vancouver again, I mean, that's the one thing I do like about DK. They definitely have more people, even though this is a lengthy roster of people, but they don't have everybody for the combinations. They don't have Elias Pettersson, so Elias Pettersson would go with Connor Garland. And obviously, their power play correlated. You have, even though you had Hedo, Bessa, Jake Brusk, when it comes to the actual lines, Bessa and DeBrusk are opposite wings of each other, so not too much correlation, but the correlation is there in Anaheim. So that's it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Good luck tonight. Let's hit some power plays. You only hit 1 or 2 last night. Let's hit some power plays. Let's hit some more power plays. Whether if you sprinkle, go full unit, half unit, whatever the case is. Good luck tonight, and I'm signing off.